Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome back to Space Engineers. So, what I've done between last episode and this one, I have completed the airlocks, or at least on one side. I've yet to do the other side as, well, I kind of don't have much time for some reason, even though I'm supposed to be, you know, on holiday. So, we've got airlocks on this side. You can actually see a finished area over here. I've turned off the HUD so it's easier to do things and so I can get some thumbnails. But yes, this episode we're going to be working on the caps at the end because I need more space. And what I'm going to put in one of them, or maybe both, are teleporters. These teleporters require GPS coordinates to be able to work. They teleport you to a GPS coordinate instead of to another teleporter. So this means any ships that want to throw crew back and forth will require them to stay still, which is fine, and I guess it stops people from just instantly boarding your ship with impunity. But yes, we're going to be building a cap here. There's not going to be any windows. We're just going to have it so that we can have teleporters and everything else. Kind of boring, but yes, we are going to do that, and then next episode we'll do teleporters. So let me just head to my ship and then I'll get the resources needed and then I'll be back. Okay, we are back. So I've got the steel plate that I need. There's tons of steel plate in the welder. We won't really need the welder today, but yes. No, we are going to need the welder, but I'm just gonna shut up and do things. Right, so the kind of shape that I want is a kind of plus sign. Well, it would be a plus sign if we did the entire thing, but kind of a plus sign here. Kind of. If that makes sense? Yeah, so basically we're going to have one of these over here. And I probably actually want here, so we can have kind of a trapezium instead, because a plus sign here. Trapezium, okay. So we're going to need to get rid of this border over here, otherwise that's going to be annoying. But really we should. We need to plan out where everything is going to be. So, to begin with, we go 3 outwards from the station, which is how long I've extended it outwards. I'll weld this so I don't run it down accidentally, because I will always do that. Okay, and then we need to extend it out to the same distance. Right. So we kind of need a 1, 2, 3 more. Okay. Let's do a guiding thing so I can actually verify that that's correct, because once we do, then everything is fine. Okay, right, that looks good. Then what we need to do is we need to kind of throw that down this way. Hopefully it will reach the same area. If not, then Houston, we will have a problem. So we're going to need to set this up so it works properly. Like that. That will do. And then we do the same thing, except with an armor slope this way. Because everyone loves armor slopes. Good, that worked. Or did it? Yes, I believe it does, because we're actually going to change these into these, which we should probably do now. Maybe. Yes. Okay, we need to change these slope bits into tetras. No, they're not tetras, they're inverted tetras. And the reason why I'm not doing more than one at a time is because otherwise it will disconnect the entire thing. Actually, is that going to work? No. Right. Keep it as this. I'll sort it out later. Is what I say to everything. Because later is always the better time. Okay. So that's the kind of thing that we're going for. Yes. Okay, this is all good. So basically what's happening is there's going to be another kind of tetra here and then an inverted corner here. If that makes sense, but only the outside layer. We're not actually going to do the rest. What we need to do now is we need to extend these so that we can actually weld it properly, or build it properly rather. Because if we build it not right, then I'm going to kick myself because it's a stupid move. Right, I'll be back once I've welded things together and copied the pattern onto the other side of the space station. Okay, so I've now added the other half of this. I'll do the other, like, complete opposite side of the station after I've actually finished planning this one, because that's a good idea. Now, we're going to need to add... Oh yeah, of course we're going to need to add this. That's the thing I forgot. I knew something was feeling weird. Right, so the thing that we're going to do is we're going to need to put light armoured inverted corners and... not that, fool, and corners in this kind of form. Because it's facing the same way. And basically, we keep going until we get to the end. And once we do, then we can celebrate with as much useless stuff as possible. So the reason why I'm using inverted corners instead of slopes is because it's going to be faster, since we're kind of making a thing like this, which if I weld, you can see my point. We're making a kind of this shape, which is going to be in line with this, instead of just a straight slope. So we're going to need to continue this down, alternating between 1 and 4. There we go. And then over here we're going to have corners over here, and then inverted corners along here. Just doing the rear ones so that we can then switch over to these. Where's my welder ship? Over here, right. And then if I weld these together, you'll see what they're supposed to make, because trying to see what they're supposed to make when they're still in girder form is not helpful, as you can't really tell out the shapes. Welding with this ship is so much fun. So yeah, it goes up here, and this is the kind of shape that we're looking for. I think we also need to change this as well, though I'm not quite sure. No, I don't think that's needed. So this slope can remain the same, because basically what we do is we put inverted corners on the full blocks and then corners on the half one. So now my job is to copy all of this design across this side, yeah, this side, and then do it over here, and then fill this in. I'll leave the bottom blank for now, but then I'll grind down the wall that's... well, once we've done this bit, then we need to extend it downwards into the habitation area. We'll fill in a kind of flooring there, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with the design of the bottom section. So we're going to have to wait before we can do that. But once we've done that, then that's good. I don't know what to do with this section either. I'll think about it whilst building. Until then, I'll be back. For reference, this is what it should look like. You've got a corner block, and then an inverted corner block, and then another corner block. And then you've got, you know, the inverted corner block also includes this area, because it's got like 4 faces that you can see from the front. So that's good. So I just need to copy that over here. And then I need to think of something to do here. I might add a small hangar bay, because that's actually possible. We can have a hangar bay at the front that could kind of dock our mining barge, because that's massive and it's not going to fit anywhere, and I don't want it to latch onto the airlocks because those are supposed to be used for other things. Yes, that's actually a very good idea. I'll have another hangar here where I can have the mining barge, which we are going to design later. But not now, because I still have work to do finishing this station, or at least making it operational. Because currently it isn't. Because currently all it does is absolutely nothing, except from use all of my resources. I'll be back in a second. There we go. Front section, well, of this bit is done. Nearly. We still have to do the hangar bit, because we're having a hangar for mining barge, because a mining barge is going to be very useful. We're basically going to either break down the surveyor entirely and rebuild, or we're going to retrofit the surveyor to be able to use that, to be able to do that. I might have it have some fighter escort, but really it wouldn't need it with a jump drive, unless it jumps into enemy territory, which would be a very bad thing. Okay, so the next step is we need to extend the habitation area. So the way that we're going to do that is, well, first of all, we need to increase the length by 3. We then need to extend out so that we can see how big we're going to need to make this. So more armor slopes, flip this around. I need to find out where I'm going to actually be below it. Yeah, let's go down from here. Okay, just one more. There we go. Okay. Right, so we're going to need to fill all of this out with slopes and then backing with light armor blocks. The reason why we're backing with light armor blocks is so that we don't get a texture in the way. I can improve this. So you see this? You see it's completely smooth. Well, if we didn't do the middle block, like I'm going to demonstrate with here, we get a line here, which is noticeable, which is the worst thing ever, which is going to have a backing block. And then what we do on the other side for the interior is exactly the same, except we rotate it properly and we have it like this, so that it's a smooth wall here and a smooth wall here, and it's actually probably going to be one of the thickest areas of the station, being that it's it's going to be route 2 across instead of 1. The reason why I know this is because the length between the middle section and the end here is, well, 2 lots of these yeah, 2 lots of these, is the same lot as this. And using Pythagoras theorem, the square root of 1 squared plus 1 squared, which is also known as the square root of 1 plus 1, which is the square root of 2, is the length here. Well, is the length here if you're using 1 and 1, but as a square, it's the same. So basically, this is root 2 thick, whereas this, for example, is 1 thick. So actually, it's easier to hit the flat armor sections rather than the sloped armor sections. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Right. So I'm going to be spending even more time extending this. So until then, I'll be back. Okay, there we go. After at least half an hour of welding, we finally have a near finished product, because we still have to do the underneath and the hanger and everything else. But yes, this is the shape and size and look of what the kind of end cap bit is. I don't know what we're actually doing for the underneath, because I still need to plan about how I'm actually going to fit the shipyard in there. It's very complicated, but I am sure that I will be able to do it. So, things that we need to do is we need to finish off the ceiling here and have some way to get into this area. We need to do the hangar here. We need to fill in the windows, complete airlocks on this side, copy this entire front section onto the rear, possibly do something else with it. Maybe we'll have another hangar, maybe we won't. And then we get to do some weird stuff with teleporters and then shipyard. And then the station is complete-ish. I might want to do some more stuff, but other than that, good. So these grav tubes, I have decided that I'm going to use teleporters instead, because they are much cheaper and I can kind of set it up so that it will change the destination of the teleporters, so that we can have multiple teleporters per hangar. And then we need teleporters on the hangar side so that you can get into the area. All good. Yeah, so join us next time for some teleporter action, and I will probably, maybe, have done some more work on the station. Until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.